Hey guys, I'm Ollie and this is Alex. It's Make Me That Guy, and today's video is going to be covering social anxiety when approaching women, basically. So social anxiety in the dating world, approach anxiety, whatever you want to call it. You know that awful moment when you're about to go and approach a chick, it can be in a bar, in the street, wherever, and suddenly your heart starts pounding, you feel like you're going to break into a sweat, and you know you're going to go bright red the minute you speak to her, and you basically shit your pants, sell out, and don't approach the target you'd like to speak to.
I know, so kind of based on that, what me and Ollie have done is come up with kind of 4 simple tips, things for you to bear in mind, just to help you get through those moments. Because it doesn't matter who you are, you could be David Beckham or, I don't know, Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt. It doesn't matter who you are, you're always going to feel that anxiety, especially when you're speaking to potentially the woman of your dreams. It doesn't matter, you can be a Hollywood superstar or a student in university, everyone gets it. And the first tip really is recognising that everybody gets it, and also recognising that you're going to feel it at every single stage in your life and in the interaction. I mean, you felt something similar on the first day of school, you probably feel something similar, going for a job interview or on your first day in a new job. Equally, you're going to feel it when you first go up and speak to a girl, then you're going to feel it when you ask for her number, then you're going to feel it when you ask her out on a date, then you're going to feel it when you ask her to marry you, then you're going to feel it when you're getting divorced and you're meeting your next wife. I know, terrible joke. But that's the main thing, and that's tip 1, is just to remember, it doesn't matter who you are, you're always going to get it, but you're going to feel it over and over and over again, so you kind of got to learn to love it. Okay,
so as Alex said, tip 1, right? It's normal, it's natural, everybody feels it, from a complete ladies' man to a geeky, nerdy school kid who's embarrassed to ask out his first girlfriend, right? Everybody feels it, it's totally natural. Know that, and you're not going to feel so alien, right? 2, taking in mind that everybody feels nervous to go and speak to people, right? You just got to do it, just do it, right? You've got to do it. The dating world is a numbers game. By that I mean, the more women you approach, the more women you try on with, the more women you try and hook up with, the more likely you are to get results. You're a man. Go out there. Give it your best shot. There is no such thing as a failure. The only failure is if you don't do it, is yourself. You are your own worst enemy. If you're not making the approaches, then it's gone bad before you've done it. If you're not approaching that chick, then you're never going to know if she was the lady of your dreams, and you're the loser and you're the failure because you kicked your own ass before you even got in the fight. So you've got to go for it, just do it. It's a numbers game. Remember, right, if you play table tennis, let's say, you play table tennis every day, ping pong, whatever you want to call it, every day for a year, you might be pretty shit at the start of that year at table tennis. Well, if you play every day for 10 hours, by the end of that year, you're going to be pretty damn good at table tennis. And that is the same for approaching women. Right? Not only are you practicing, so every time you remember what went wrong last time and what was successful in that approach, that interaction, so you start to get better skills and realising what works for you. 2, those skills become easy to sort of adapt because you're flowing, you're used to it, i.e. you are desensitized. You're not feeling so sensitive, you're not so likely to go bright red or feeling anxious because you're used to this scenario. It's not an alien scenario, you've done it many times before and you're ready for the feeling of anxiety. So keep doing it, it's a numbers game, do it, know it's a numbers game, know you're the biggest failure, and know that if you persist, you will have better results.
I know, so I think, summing up points 3 and 4 there, 2 and 3 is, just do it, and also, just get used to doing it.
Do it. Persist, sure. Right, and see how your results will go. It's a positive circle, let's say, right? First you're sensitive, so you do it to get rid of the sensitiveness, the anxiety. That decreases, right? So you start to enjoy it more because you have less anxiety. As you enjoy it more, you get better at it because you're less nervous, so you get better results. As you get better results, you enjoy it more. And suddenly, you're in a very positive circle of getting,
It just becomes a lot easier.
Yeah.
Which kind of brings us onto our 4th and final point, which is when it's not going great for you. At the start, when you're still a bit sensitive to it. Yeah. So the 4th point is just enjoy the small things. Take confidence from the small successes. Take confidence from the fact that, really your goal at the start should just be, I see a girl, I kind of like the look of her, I just want to make her life a bit better for that 1 minute. It could be you say something and she laughs. It could be that you just pay her a nice compliment and it makes her feel good. But as long as you've gone over there and kind of enriched her life for a minute, well, that's a success, you can take confidence from the fact that every time you approach somebody new, okay, maybe you didn't get a number, maybe she had a boyfriend, maybe, I don't know, maybe she's a lesbian and she hates guys with blonde hair, I don't know, but if you made her life better for that one moment, it's just another person who, when you asked her out, when you spoke to her, the world didn't end. And that's only a good thing. The more you do it, as Ollie said, the more you come to realise that the world's not going to end. It's all going to be okay. And then you take confidence from these, you know, these small victories, and it gets you through, and then it gets you to the stage where, as Ollie mentioned, you're in that positive circle and things just start going for you.
Yes, you know, once you are in that positive circle, things click, you know. You're much less nervous to go and approach the girls because you've done it 100 times before, right? And when you get over there, you're much less nervous because you've done it 100 times before, so your performance is better. So the girls are more likely to give you numbers, so you get more numbers, which in turn makes you want to do it more. And so you start again at the start of the circle, basically approaching more, getting better results, feeling less nervous, right, and getting more dates and better interactions. So gents, let's not find ourselves stuck in the opposite circle where you're too shit scared to approach women, so you have no women, which makes your confidence even worse, right?
You feel even worse, you start kicking yourself and regret it. I think all of us, and I know me and Ollie, we've bitched out sometimes of speaking to a girl, and you know what? Those are the moments that you always hate. You don't really hate the ones where you didn't get a number, it didn't go down.
Or if you go and approach a lady in the street and she says to you, dude, get the fuck out of here. Do you know what I mean? Mate, that happens to everyone. I take that with a pinch of salt, laugh and move on. However, if I've been sitting in a bar or you know, at the bus stop or something, and there's a chick there I want to speak to, and I'm like, man, I should speak to her, and then she goes, then I'm just like, dude, you're a pussy.
It's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, it's the worst thing ever, because I beat myself. If I'd gone over to her and she said, I don't like blonde boys, yeah, and why are you wearing a vest? It's winter, you idiot. Well, then I'd be like, hey, she's funny. Well, I'd walk off and I would never remember her, even though she was rude to me, because really, I didn't lose myself. And the next 100 women I approach will not say the same thing, and they won't have the same reaction. It's a numbers game. Play the numbers game, you will eventually win. Alright, so anyway, anything else to add?
No, I think that's right. Of course, make sure you do check out our other videos on what to talk to women about when you first go and meet them, as well as different ideas to hopefully make that initial bit of the circle a little bit easier on yourself.
And as always, be sure to subscribe and give us a few likes, and always comment on the videos. And there's plenty more fire coming from Make Me That Guy. I'm Ollie, this is Alex.
See you later.
Take it easy.